I didn't tell him. I'm actually not laughing. I was actually quite disappointed in myself. But yeah, I was quite disappointed because I did start talking. And I was like, yeah, I talked to my parents and Leona yesterday and asked for some advice because I wanted to say something to you, but I just never do because like I'm scared. And I mentioned his message that he sent me about trying new things instead of sticking to what I always believe in. Even though that was like meant as a, I guess, joke or something when he said it, but it still made me think. So I started saying that, and then I was like, oh, I don't know how to say it. I could have just said, yeah, I like you and just risk it all, but I just didn't. And then he said, yeah, just don't say anything. You don't have to. And I was like, yeah, but I want to. And then he was like, okay. And then a bird pooped on me, which is good luck. So I was like, okay, Leona, just do it. And my family's behind me and it's fine, just do it. But I just didn't. It just wouldn't come out of my mouth. And then at the end, when we had to say goodbye because he had to collect someone, his colleague, I was like, oh, this is so annoying. He was like, oh, why? What's wrong? And then I said, yeah, because I wanted to say something, but I didn't. And then he said, okay, we can talk later. And I was like, yeah, okay, later. So now I've decided I am going to tell him. I'm going to risk it all. Now I've decided I'm going to do this. No questions anymore. No like, oh, maybe. I will tell him. Even though my mind's like, maybe. But no. Like, I need to do this for myself because I don't want to be disappointed anymore. And it's time to risk it all. And I feel like he's afraid and he might not be ready to risk it all. I also was like, yeah, you must, like, isn't it obvious, like, what I want to tell you? And then he was, like, looking at me, kind of staring at me. I was like, okay, so if he felt the same, I'm guessing, like, his reaction would be different. He'd be like, yeah, I feel the same. Or maybe not. Maybe he really doesn't feel anything. Or maybe he's really afraid and isn't ready to risk it all. Or maybe he does feel the same but didn't want to point it out in that moment because I hadn't actually said the words yet. I don't know, I feel like he's afraid, maybe holding back something. But we said we're going to talk later, so I'm going to hold on to that and I'm going to talk to him. But for now, maybe it's good that I didn't say it because now I don't know his reaction. I don't know what he would say to that. So therefore, I can now go and enjoy the animals and just do what I want right now. Yeah, but I was quite disappointed in myself then when driving back. But I tried to point out the positive that now I can just fully enjoy the animals. Or I want to enjoy them. And I'll tell him later, like, I gotta do this because I don't want to be disappointed in myself and I'm ready to risk it all. And if nothing happens, then it doesn't. I just hope it doesn't ruin the friendship. Like, I really hope it doesn't. And maybe he didn't want me to say anything either. That's why he was like, yeah, just don't say it if you don't want to. Oh, okay. Anyways, bye. This is how I'm doing right now, after having told yesterday. Yep. I've been crying on and off the whole morning, but I'm doing okay. I'm just allowing myself to feel all the emotions and I'm just trying to be gentle and kind to myself, and I know I'll be fine. It's just about allowing myself to feel everything, let it all out, process everything, and yeah, it's nice. So yeah, but that's the update. That's how I've been doing. Oh my god. This has been my morning. On and off. Like, I feel fine, honestly. I'm not like, oh, this is so bad. There's two main things I'm crying about. What I'm crying about right now is that
I wished this for myself. Like, I wished for myself that I could finally experience a relationship and a partner and have someone I can trust and love and be myself around. And I just wished to have that world, and I was finally ready after so many years of like what felt like torture that I went through with the uncomfortable feeling and all of that. And now I was like ready, and I was feeling strong and capable, and I still am. Like, that's not gone. It's just I'm crying because I was ready and I wished that for myself, and it's just not gonna happen right now. Which is okay, it doesn't mean it's never gonna happen, but it's just not gonna happen right now. But I wished for myself that it would. And then the other thing I've mainly been crying about is that I really thought he kind of felt the same, if not as much as me, but I kind of thought maybe he saw something. And it's not like I was constantly holding on to that hope and stuff. I was like, yeah, it is absolutely possible that he doesn't at all feel anything towards me. But yeah, I've been crying a lot about that because I woke up basically crying this morning. I woke up from my dream and it just immediately cried. But it was such a nice crying. I was like cozy in bed and just crying so hard. So it was like nice, but I just thought about like all these moments where I thought maybe he kind of saw something, or maybe he kind of felt something, and that was all not true. Like, and not that it wasn't true, because we are friends, like, and we just love being together and we have so much fun, so like it's real. But I guess he just didn't see what I saw. And yeah, this morning I just couldn't really believe that. And I knew this was something I would cry about if he ever told me, no, he doesn't feel the same. I knew I was gonna be like perplexed, be like, what? None of those moments were like, you didn't feel anything in those moments? Like, why did you react that way then? Why did you say that? Why did you do that? Like, if you didn't feel anything, like, what? I knew I was gonna be like perplexed, and this morning, I kind of was. I was like, really? Like, none of that? What? Like, and it's fine. Like, I'm not like, oh my god, what? None of it was real. No, I'm not like catastrophizing. I'm not feeling powerless about it. I just was crying about it because I wished he saw something in those moments. But obviously he meant it in a really nice friendship sort of way, and we have love towards each other in a friendship way. So I know all those moments were real, but just not the way I guess I thought. And then also another couple of thoughts going through my mind are like, I really hope I'm not gonna make things awkward. And like, yes, like, I don't know, since I met him, or especially the past few weeks and months, I've been obviously doing certain things or reacting in a certain way because I liked him. And I guess I wouldn't have reacted that way if I wouldn't have liked him and stuff. So now I'm like, okay, who am I gonna be, or how am I gonna be around him if, you know, when I'm not in love with him, or when I know right now there is nothing more than friendship. Like, how will I be? What will that be like? I hope I'm not gonna not be able to recognize myself, basically. I hope like it's gonna be natural and fine, and that I'll still like being with him as much as I always did, and that it wasn't just because I was kind of in love with him or kind of liked him. I hope that I can still feel like I have such a cool friend. Yeah, then obviously also I hope he doesn't think anything bad or weird. I hope we were still friends, and I hope everything's still kind of good and nice between us. And it's so cute, like all my family members have been texting me this morning, like asking how I'm doing and that they're there for me and I can call them anytime. And yeah, I've been not going at my phone too much today. I've just been on and off crying and then focusing on myself. And I watched the last video I posted. I watched all of it. It's an hour long. And the video I posted of the 10th of April 2024. And that was nice. And I've been watching Riverdale lying on the couch. And that honestly distracted me. So like I wasn't actually crying while watching Riverdale. So that was nice. And then the video that I watched of myself, like I actually realized like I managed to do what I wanted to do. And I'm like managing my thinking fine at the moment. I'm allowing myself to feel all the emotions. I'm being kind and gentle to myself, stuff like that. So yeah. And I was like so scared, like in that video, like I was so scared. And the moment of saying it or like doing it is actually like really short and fast, and it's not actually difficult because you just say words, but it's the fear, getting over the fear or dealing with it or allowing it to be there. That's kind of the difficult part, but the part of actually telling someone, super simple. Like it's really simple. Yeah, and I hung this here because it reminds me of the safari park I was at yesterday and all the little animals I got to see, and I bought this shirt for myself as like a trophy, I don't know, like a reminder I did this for myself. And I'm growing and changing and learning, and it's just, yeah, a nice memory. So I hung this there so I can remember all the beautiful animals and the nice moments, and remember my little dog Akela. Yeah, and just keep going and carry on and keep crying. Yep. That's it right now. And yeah, I don't know, I still want to talk to him, just like even like as friends, like not anything like I need to push anything, but like I just like to have a normal, proper, totally relaxed conversation about this with him. I feel like he doesn't really want that, but I do. So, and his reaction like was so nice and so kind and so chill and really caring and all of that. Like he did absolutely nothing wrong, and he's so kind and gentle, and oh my god, I'm so happy about the way he reacted and the way he is. And I guess I was so scared of him reacting the way I did in the past when this girl told me she was in love with me. When I was, like 14 or something, and then I felt so uncomfortable, and all of that sort of happened. I was scared he was gonna react that way and then avoid me or not want to talk to me anymore or make things awkward, and I don't know, like I was just scared of that too. But I just need to realize people are different. Not everyone has whatever I have. I don't know, OCD, I don't know. And not everyone reacts the way I do. Not everyone has the same beliefs as I do, and I don't need to make things awkward. He's someone who really doesn't make things awkward, and I don't know, his reaction just showed me like I'm safe with him, I think. And I just can see that like I'm safe with myself too, and it's okay, and just be kind to myself. Bye. When Poker Face came on, I just started like dancing. I was like, I'm having fun. Wow. Yeah. This is like what, the 6th or 7th time I'm crying today. I don't want to believe that it's true that he didn't feel anything all this time.
Alana showed me the messages him and her sent over and back yesterday, and just, oh my god, it just made me emotional. Like, first, I felt like she was hiding something because she was only sending parts of what they wrote, and then I felt like she was kind of hiding something from me, and I didn't like that because, I don't know, like, she's my sister and she's supposed to help me through this and not hide something. I don't know. I didn't like that, and then I started catastrophizing, being like, oh no, like, what did they text together that I'm not supposed to see? And I don't know, then it was just like, he apparently noticed that I liked him since we met, which is true. I was always open for it since we met, but I wasn't like, I need him. I was always just like open for it, and like, yeah, if he wants something, then I want something, but I wasn't pushing it until I was here in February with him, and then I really admitted to myself I like him and I do want something. And then by the end of March in Ireland, I basically decided like 80-90% that I'm going to tell him when I'm here in Spain. And then here in Spain, I then made the decision to tell him. And yesterday evening, I told him. And I knew it was likely and a big possibility that he didn't feel the same, but there's so many moments where I'm like, as if he didn't feel anything in those moments. Like, I don't know. That's just really hard for me to accept. Like, I don't know, maybe it's really true he didn't feel anything, or maybe he isn't admitting that to himself and is scared, because I know he doesn't want a relationship. Or in November he said, when he was with me in Ireland, that he didn't want a relationship, that even if he would fall in love, he would still choose to not have a relationship or something. I don't know, but like, I know there's something going on with him and relationships, but maybe it is true he didn't feel anything. But that's just what I was crying about now, because like, as if, like, what? Anyways, let me keep walking. It's nice to be out and cry. I'm just in my own little bubble today, but it's nice. It's kind of comforting, even though it's also like obviously really sad, but it honestly feels more comforting being in my own little bubble right now and just doing it, getting through it. Okay, bye. The update is he is coming here at 7 and we're going to talk, which is in 45 minutes. And I just want us to normalize this. That's my intention with all of this. I want us to openly, honestly talk about this and just normalize it. Like, we don't need to make it a big deal. We don't need to make it awkward. We don't need to blow anything up or, see it in a perspective that's like really weird and dark and horrible and sad and blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm just going through the emotions of it all, which I think is pretty normal, pretty understandable, and I'm fine with that. I don't know, how long it'll take until I'm like fully, fine again, even though like I'm not doing bad, but I do keep crying in between and stuff. So I think that's a pretty normal and healthy process, just allowing myself to, go through it, go through the emotions, cry, feel it all. But I hope from his side that he won't make it harder for me, or he can't necessarily make it harder for me, but I just hope he doesn't keep a distance from me now, or doesn't make things awkward, or doesn't see me in a different way. And that's what I hope to discuss. That's what I hope to get out of this conversation, that it's that we just normalize it, and it's like we're still friends and it's all good and we don't see each other differently. Like, nothing has changed. The thing that would have changed is if he would have said to me, yeah, he likes me too, then things would have changed. Now things are still the same, except that now I might try to let go of some of my emotions, or I might see in certain situations where I would have thought, okay, maybe he thinks the same
this time I'll know he doesn't. He's just my friend, which is so lovely. And now I can just see him, or I can like see him as a friend, as like someone who's there for me and with me and who's just my friend. So that's a lovely thing as well. Yeah, what I just really, really hope this conversation helps us both and just kind of clears things up, and I hope we're just going to be honest with each other, and that from now on as well, that we'll be honest. Like if I'm having a hard day with this in the next while, that I can talk to him, or if he's thinking about something or confused about something or wants to know something, that he'll come to me and talk to me about it. I want to let him know that for sure, that I just want this to be open and honest, and I don't want to make things weird or awkward, and I hope he doesn't either, and then just be friends. As much as I'd like more. I've made an amazing friend, and I know that, and right now I just don't know when I'll be able to see him as just a friend. Right now I'm like, I don't know when I'll have let go of these emotions, if I ever do. Like, I don't know right now, but I don't think I need to know right now. Right now, all I need to do and know is the emotions I'm feeling currently, the thoughts I have currently, deal with them, manage them, go through all of that. And then I can deal with the future once the future comes. But right now, I don't need to deal with anything else except for what is right now. And that's so amazing. So yeah, that's the update. And I'm so happy he decided to come over. I'm so happy he's coming and that we're going to talk about this. I kind of felt like he was avoiding me today, even though he said he was busy, but I don't know. He didn't answer me for a couple hours, and he was online a lot, and he usually finds some time to answer me back, but I understand if he needed time, and even if he was busy, maybe he really was, but I don't know. But I did send him another text then after a couple hours, just being like, please, let's just, not make this a big deal. It doesn't need to be. Let's just normalize this. Let's just talk about this. So can you please just come over and we can just talk? Like, I really just sent him that message, like, please, let's just, normalize it and not make it a big deal. And I didn't feel like it was a big deal really until that situation with my sister happened, where she showed me their text messages, but she kind of left out certain things. And then my mind went on to catastrophizing it and blowing it out of proportion and being hypervigilant about it. Like, is there some sort of threat, something I need to know? And then I wanted to know everything that they said, because I really felt like, there was maybe some sort of threat or like some sort of danger because she was leaving out something that they had talked about. And yeah, maybe she was respecting him because he didn't necessarily want me to know. But I think in this situation, it's fine because she's my sister and I'm the one going through this, and there's nothing like, wrong, or, it's not, it's fine. So yeah, but that made it kind of a bigger deal. And then I had catastrophizing thoughts. Now it's kind of going down a bit more. I'm kind of a bit more relaxed again. But still, I'm still hypervigilant, I would say. I'm still like looking out for threats and, oh no, did I ruin something? Oh no, what if this and this happens? Oh no, what if he thinks of me this way now? What if he thinks like all the time I was just pretending and always in love with him and, always like never just being friends and having fun, but that I was always like, I don't know, wanting more. Like, I don't want him to see me that way. I don't want him to see me differently. I'll keep you updated. I'm enjoying bringing you with me on my journey through this. It's nice. I'm kind of supporting myself. Like, that's just what I need to do to get through this. Okay, bye.